What's going on, everybody? Going Yooper here, and let me tell you something. It is freezing cold out here right now. It is 7:31. I left my house at 5:30 this morning. I had to pick up some stuff down in town, and as you all know, it's a long trip for me. Negative 43 degrees with the wind chill this morning. Yeah, that's the kind where as soon as you walk out the door, all the little hairs in your nose freeze up, and when you go rub your nose like that, it feels like a bunch of needles poking you. I don't know if I ever get used to that. But yeah, like, I've been driving for 2 hours now with the heat blasting, and this is ice on the inside of my windows, and it's on all the windows. So yeah, it's serious business, you know, it's serious cold. You gotta be really careful, you know. You gotta be, the people up here in UP, these are survivors. These are the type of people that if there was ever a World War III or a nuclear bomb or a bank shut down, or if any of those type of crazy things ever happen, these people in here in UP, these are the people that would survive. I'm not exaggerating, I'm not joking, there's none of that. These are the people that know how to survive in all conditions, no matter what. Hot, cold, food, prep, right down to edible vegetation that you can eat. What kind of vegetation you can find that you can eat during the middle of a blizzard, cold, freezing cold winter. These people are survivors, and my hat's off to them. I'm not taking my hat off because it's freezing cold. And the heat works great on here. Like, my toes are nice and warm, and the windshield is semi-cleared. Oh, the top's still frozen. But yeah, serious business. It's supposed to warm up to negative 25 degrees today, which is kind of good for me because I gotta replace a battery terminal that I broke off last night on the truck. So I gotta go out there and replace that, and that's gonna be kind of crappy because it's freezing cold. But yeah, this is an update on the good and the bad living in the UP, part 2 we're calling. Everything's still really far away, and my first video, when I made this video, I kind of complained about that. That's something that I grew into, and now I appreciate. I like being out in the middle of nowhere. I like the fact that if you want to come see me, you know, it's a chore to get in your vehicle and drive all those miles out in the middle of nowhere to come visit me. And I don't mean that in a rude way. I like company, don't get me wrong, but, you know, just the peace and the quiet I have is amazing out. I just love that. And it's totally worth driving 50-something miles to go grocery shopping or something, you know. You do it differently. Like, back in Florida, I would go to the grocery store. We'd almost go there almost every day, you know. What do you feel like having for dinner tomorrow, you know, or you know, tonight, and we go to the store because it was just right down the road everywhere. You know, we had 5 super Walmarts. Boom, it's real easy. Now we just kind of buy a week's worth of groceries in advance. You know what I mean? It works out just fine. And it's nice. You take a nice trip into town. Now, it still kind of stinks when there's been a bad snowstorm and the roads are really bad. It can get sketchy. I mean, people in UP, you gotta agree with me on that. You know, on my last video, a lot of people in the UP loved it. And then I had a few people like, well, go back to Florida, we don't want you here, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? I own my home and land, and I'm here for good. And I love it here more and more each day. My only negative I think I have now is 2 negatives. I have 2 negatives. One, I don't like driving in the really severe snow, and sometimes you have to. And where I live, the roads don't get plowed, so it can get rather dangerous and scary. And 2, there's a lot of alcoholics here. In their defense, you know, there's not a lot to do. It's cold, man, all winter long. There's not a lot to do. So, I mean, you know, to each his own. But me not being a drinker, it's hard being the only sober guy in the room. You know what I mean? It seems like everybody's after you, and they try to get you to drink, and you're like, I don't like drinking. I don't drink. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I don't stick video cameras in people's hands and tell them to start vlogging everything, you know what I mean? So, stop handing me a drink. But other than the really crazy snowstorm roads and dealing with a lot of drunk people, I love this place. I don't mind driving far now to go to the grocery store. And I went swimming in the lake this past summer, had a blast. It was awesome. It wasn't all that cold like it was the first couple of years, and I mean, it was like totally comfortable, actually, to be honest with you. So that was really cool. And I said in my video before that I'd probably never go swimming in this lake water. It was cold, don't get me wrong. It was still the 50 degrees or whatever, 55 maybe, I don't know. But it didn't seem bad, you know what I mean? It was nice. I got to swim with the kids. That was pretty cool. You know, I said before in the video that I'm not a hunter. I do believe my son and my oldest son and me are going to do our first hunt next November 2018. Oh, that Honda shop that I've talked about in other videos, yeah, they closed down. Go figure. Who didn't see that coming? This guy did. I've even said it in past videos. But yeah, they closed down. Really nice shop. I would almost like to buy that shop. I don't know what the heck I would do with it. Maybe turn it into a house. And have a place down in town, you know, if I ever want to be down in town for whatever reason. I don't know. But it's a cool building. I do like the building. But anyway, back on track. Yeah, so we're going to do our first hunt. Really excited about that. I think we're going to do bow, though. You know what I mean? People say that it, like, levels the field. Probably so. I know for a fact that I could drop a deer with any one of my rifles. First shot, no problem. That I know for a fact. I'm pretty confident with a long gun. Getting on target, even moving target. I'm pretty decent. But I've never really shot bow, so all summer long I'm going to practice. Everybody wants me to get a compound bow. I want a long bow. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people, hunters on here, are going to be like, oh, you don't want that junk, that's stupid, you're not going to, it ain't strong enough to kill a deer, and you're going to hit it, and it's going to run off, and you're never going to find it, and you're just hurting animals. I promise you I'll do a bunch of research first and make sure that I get something that's going to be work well, and I will practice really hard, target practicing over the summertime and the springtime. And if I don't feel confident in my shot that I will be able to drop a deer on one arrow, then I will just rifle hunt. So that's my promise to all the people worrying about that. And again, y'all know me, you know, I'm hoping that I can hunt. I'm a super big animal lover, but the deer are insane here. They're super dangerous. We have way more than any state should have. They should have just open season on deer year-round here because they're literally dangerous. And in my area, it ain't nothing to see 50 deer all huddled together, drive a mile or so, see another 30 or 40 deer huddled together, drive another mile, see another large groups of deer like that. And it can be dangerous. When you get some of these deer crossing the road in the wintertime, like, if you see my road right here, this is actually pretty nice. Normally it is just totally covered in snow, and this is actually really even slippery. But you get a bunch of deer run out in front of you, a couple run out in front of you, and you think that's it. Well, it's not. There's a bunch more behind us, so you literally better come to a stop almost every time you come out on my road and deer are running out in the wintertime, because you're going to slide right into them or off the road. So it needs to be done. And my neighbors, Mike and Jen, they hooked me up some venison, and I'll put a couple clips of that in here. And my awesome neighbors, they have a hunting camp across the street. It's funny, my only neighbors I have is ones that come out for hunting, but they're amazing people. Mike and Jen, this is your venison, and I'm going to try it for the very first time. And every other time I've ever tried venison, I did not like it whatsoever. But I've been searching for venison to taste good, so here it goes. Yeah, this is good. This is good.
Tastes like beef tips.
It's good? Awesome. Was it good? You like it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Was it good? Oh, that's awesome, because this kid's super picky. And that stuff was really good. I mean, and I've had venison a lot of times, and I've never liked it. It's always real gamey. And Mike and Jen said, oh, well, you haven't tried ours, you should try ours, like everybody says. And then I tried it, and it tastes like gamey crap. Theirs was awesome. They did it in like a brown gravy with mushrooms and onion. Oh my God, it was awesome. And I feel so bad because I wasn't feeling well. I had a cold, and I never got back to them, and they left the next day. So if you guys watch this video, that venison was amazing. And I'm definitely doing a deer hunt. You know, I'm gonna do my best. You know what I'm saying? Again, nobody's taught me how to process. Gonna leave it up to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? My neighbor did tell me I need to debone it, so that's another thing I got to look into. But I'm just gonna do it. I mean, I figured I've given a lot of opportunities, my father-in-law and some other people to, you know, kind of help me out and tell me and show me what to do. But you know, I guess maybe they're all hunted out and they don't really want to hunt anymore. And you know, because you know nobody's offered, even though I've mentioned it 1,000 times. So I'm just gonna do it myself, like everything I do, and that's okay. You know what I mean? That's how you learn. So definitely a lot better. Another good thing is that, man, I still love the sports. The kids, man, are killed it last season in basketball and football. Undefeated football season. My youngest son, first place basketball season. My oldest son, I think he was tied for second or third in their basketball season overall. And just, I love it, man. I've turned into like a school junkie, sports junkie dad. You know, I love going to the games, so it's awesome. Again, the only two bad things is that when the roads are real bad from a blizzard, I don't like that. I don't like driving in if I have to. And there's a lot of people that like to drink the alcohol, and I find that kind of rough, you know, at times. I don't relate very well with people like that, and I wish I could. But yeah, so that's my update video. Again, it was negative 43 this morning. It's supposed to be negative 25 this afternoon. Wish me luck working on the truck. I love you all, and as always, see me bye.